This is your man, Sir Earl, coming to you. Today, we are confined at the house, so that's why you see me coming from my little home office. I don't know. Hopefully, everybody's doing okay. Um, like I said, we're in Illinois, so they have us with this coronavirus thing going around on total lockdown. We're not supposed to leave the house, but the only reason I'm in the house is I have nowhere to go. Other than that, I'm still going. Um, some people adhere to it. Other people, I think I can go to the store with 200 other people, but I can't, be around one other person unless I'm 6 feet away. But the stores are open and, there's 250 people within a foot of you, but that's fine. It's like if you're going to do something, be consistent with it across the board. I just don't think they have everything figured out, but that's fine. No one does. So, I'll adhere to it as best as I can, and then from there, I'll do what I got to do. But, my thing is in this whole time, I'll start out by saying today is Sunday, March the 22nd, I believe, 21st, 22nd, and I am coming to you with podcast number 58. And what I wanted to say first off is that I want to receive an email to send out a free gift from anybody that's from Michigan. We had a lot of downloads in Michigan, so I'm reaching out to those people today and say Michigan or California, either one, whichever one sends me an email. Tell me which episode that you like, what did you like about the episode, and my email is it's my world one podcast at gmail.com. You can always go to YouTube, watch the video version of this program, and my email is always posted on there. So I want to receive an email from anybody from Michigan or California. And like I said, we'll send you guys out a free gift from the It's My World One podcast. Once again, the email is it's ITSMYWORLD. It's My World, the number one, at Gmail. It's My World podcast at Gmail. It's My World One podcast at gmail.com. Okay? So what I wanted to address today is this coronavirus issue. Not so much the coronavirus, but the response that it's having from people. And I've always felt we live in a very negative world. We've had so many other things that we've had to overcome, swine flu and all these things that was a lot more deadly. But now people are just running scared. I'm just finding that there's so many things. I think no matter what you do in life, if you keep a positive outlook, things turn out in a positive manner. So what I try to do is keep a positive outlook and prayer. We're at a position that only God can help us, and or whoever you believe in. But too many people are curtailing their life, and they're not coming out, and they fear. One thing I've always said, you can never process fear and faith in the same mind. But so many people claim to have faith. They claim to be Christians of faith, but yet they have so much fear concerning what's going on in the world, which is out of their control. I'm a firm believer that if it's out of your control, it's not it's not anything that you can do about it. So be as positive as you can. Keep your prayers going up, and just work your way through this. But I find so many people that are allowing this to have such a negative impact on their life that they don't come out, they don't do anything, they shut everything down. And if the government says stay in the house, stay in the house. But at the same time, people are running around like Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. And I just think as a nation, we've overcome a lot worse. We're very resilient. It's not the end of the world. we'll get through this like we've got through everything else. We've been through financial crisis, medical crisis, virus crisis. We've been through a lot of things in the 55 years that I've been on this earth, and we always come through. Okay, I can't name not one time that we didn't come through and got stronger and better because of it. So I find no reason to let the fear and the hysteria around what people are saying. I read a comment on Facebook the other day, and it said, you know, AIDS is very prevalent, but you don't see people sustaining from sex. You know what I mean? They still do. They're a little bit more careful because of the AIDS epidemic, which they wasn't before. But now they're a lot more careful. But yet they're not stopping it. You know, they're still doing it. You know, and that's the same thing. It's just like I just cannot see myself letting this coronavirus just change my life to the point where I'm immobilized. It's like a deer in headlights. You see a deer run out of the middle of the road, and instead of continuing to run where he won't get hit, he sees the headlight, he stops and he looks at him like, what the hell is that? And then he gets ran over. So that's the same scenario that I look at in this situation, is there's so many people that are stopping as a deer in headlights. I mean, they have everything shut down, which I think is a good idea because you can't spread it that way. I mean, but people now are only starting to pay attention to things that I think people should have paid attention to before. We're always so distracted with our lives and going out and eating and watching sports and attending sports. And I think sometimes there's a higher power that steps in and tries to show us that there's a different way to learn to appreciate the things that you have in your life. So it is my guesstimation, you know, that that's one thing that we should take from this, is that those outside activities is not as important as family to me. But if you already have realized that, then you really don't have a huge reason to be afraid. I mean, I've always tried to have a healthy balance. I know some people think I don't, but I believe that, you know, you work hard, but at the same time, my kids think I'm a pretty decent father. My wife thinks I'm a pretty decent spouse. Because I understand the importance of things outside of, you know, I don't watch the news. I don't go to sporting events. I don't do all those things that people do on a regular basis and neglect those things that are important to them. But now they're being forced to pay attention and be around those things that are important to them. They are forced to. I don't think you should be forced to. I think it should be something that is an everyday part of your normal living, and then it just don't come as such a huge sacrifice. You know, I think that if you look for a positive light, there's a positive and a negative in everything, and I see so many people running around hollering about the negative that's associated with this coronavirus thing. Can't go anywhere. I hope I don't get sick. You know, they shut this down. This person got it. That person got it. Oh, there's a case over here, whatever. I believe if you have a negative mindset, all you see is things that happen, you program it in a negative light. I believe if you have a positive mindset, you process things in a positive light. And I just try to, no matter what, under what circumstances, I try to remain positive. And through this, I try to see what advantage can I get out of it. Kind of reminds me of the real estate crash of 2008. Everybody was running scared, people filing bankruptcy, people moving and all these things, whereas That period of time made more millionaires than any other period of time, because while everybody was running scared, the people that understood the opportunities available at that time were busy taking advantage of those opportunities, and they were buying up real estate on the cheap. So now we look and we go, oh, those people were greedy, and they got all that money and they should share it with the poor and all this nonsense. Well, the only thing is that they saw opportunity where other people from a negative mindset saw despair and disaster. And I am trying to look at, um, the positive silver lining in all these things that's going on, because there is one. It's all in what you look for. Um, Stop, fear. There's no reason to be fearful. Um, be diligent, be safe, do all those things. But at the same time, um, try to find what you can take from this and be a better person, a better father, a better spouse, better business owner. There's some positive lining that's in every situation, and I really think if you look for it, you'll find it. And at this time, instead of running scared and complaining that we can't do anything, I think we should be utilizing this time. Like with me, I'm utilizing this time to